Hello my friends, Dr. Mandell here. Today I'm going to share something that might surprise you. Rice. Yes, rice, one of the most common foods in the world. For years, many seniors have been told to avoid rice because it spikes blood sugar, contributes to weight gain, and isn't the best choice for your gut. Let's take a closer look at something that most people don't understand, something that can change the way you look at rice forever. For decades, rice has been criticized, especially for seniors, diabetics, and those who struggle with blood sugar problems. We've all heard it. Stay away from rice. It turns right into sugar. It's bad for you. It causes weight gain. But I'm here to tell you that's not the full truth, because when you prepare rice the right way, it becomes something completely different. It actually turns into a healing food, and it all comes down to what's called resistant starch. So what is resistant starch? When you cook rice, the starch molecules swell and expand in their fresh, hot form. These starches are very easy for your body to break down. That's why freshly cooked rice can cause your blood sugar to rise quickly. Your digestive enzymes snap those starches apart into glucose, which then rushes into your bloodstream. But here's the miracle. When you let that rice cool for several hours, ideally in your refrigerator overnight, something incredible happens at the microscopic level. Those starch molecules rearrange themselves, they crystallize into a new form, and now they become what scientists call resistant starch. Why resistant? Because your digestive enzymes can't easily break them down anymore. Instead of behaving like quick sugar, resistant starch behaves like dietary fiber. Your small intestine doesn't digest it the same way, so it moves more slowly through your system. That means less of a sugar rush, less insulin spike, and a steadier release of energy. And for seniors, this is critical. As we age, our metabolism slows, our pancreas doesn't respond the way it used to, and our cells can become more resistant to insulin. That's why so many older adults deal with prediabetes and diabetes. By simply cooling and reheating rice, you are transforming it from a blood sugar hazard into a blood sugar stabilizer. But the benefits go even further. Resistant starch doesn't just stop in your small intestine. It passes into your large intestine, where it becomes food for the good bacteria living inside you. Think about this. Trillions of microbes depend on what you feed them. When they get resistant starch, they celebrate, they ferment it, and in that fermentation process, they create something truly magical. Short-chain fatty acids like butyrate. Butyrate is fuel for the cells lining your colon. It helps those cells repair, regenerate, and stay healthy. It lowers inflammation in the gut. It strengthens the barrier that keeps harmful toxins out of your bloodstream, and research shows it even reduces the risk of colon cancer. All of this from letting your rice cool down. Now I know what some of you may be thinking, Dr. Mandell, I don't like cold rice. Do I really have to eat it cold? Absolutely not, my friends. That's the beauty of it. Once the resistant starch is formed during the cooling process, it stays there even if you reheat the rice. So you can warm it up and enjoy it just like you always have with your stir fry, your vegetables, or your beans. The resistant starch doesn't disappear. It's locked in, and your blood sugar and gut will thank you. Imagine this simple change in your daily routine. Let's say you enjoy rice a few times a week. Instead of cooking it and eating it fresh, cook a batch and put it in the refrigerator overnight. The next day, reheat only the portion you need. Right there, you've lowered the glycemic impact of your meal. You've created a food that works with your body, not against it. And for seniors, this can make all the difference in controlling energy levels, preventing those afternoon crashes, and avoiding that roller coaster of highs and lows that can leave you tired, irritable, and craving more sugar. But here's something even more powerful. This little trick doesn't just work with rice. The same resistant starch effect happens with other starchy foods like potatoes and pasta. Cook them, cool them, reheat them, and they transform. You see, food can be medicine if we understand it, and resistant starch is one of nature's medicines hidden in plain sight. Think about the wisdom here. For thousands of years, humans have relied on rice as a staple food. Billions of people around the world eat rice every day, and they live long, healthy lives. The problem in modern diets isn't rice itself. It's the way we prepare and combine our foods. The overload of processed sugar, the lack of fiber, and the absence of balance. When you know how to prepare rice the right way, it becomes part of your healing toolkit. Now I want you to picture this. Your blood sugar is more stable. Your gut feels lighter, healthier. Your digestion improves. You're nourishing your microbiome, lowering inflammation, and protecting your colon, all because you gave your rice time to cool. This is one of the simplest, cheapest, and most effective health strategies you can start using today. No fancy supplements, no expensive diet plans, just wisdom, knowledge, and a refrigerator. My friends, you are not powerless over your health. Even small adjustments like this can have profound effects. That's why I always remind you, don't just remove foods out of fear. Learn how to transform them. Your body was designed to heal itself, and when you give it the right tools, the results are miraculous. Resistant starch is one of those tools. Rice is not the enemy. Prepared the right way, it can be your ally. So I encourage you, starting today, cook your rice, let it cool, and see how your body responds. Notice your energy, your digestion, your blood sugar. Share this with your loved ones, especially those who are struggling with diabetes or gut issues. This knowledge can change lives. And remember, when you care for your body in these simple ways, you're not just adding years to your life, you're adding life to your years. Let's take this to the next level. You've already learned how resistant starch can slow down blood sugar spikes, but the story doesn't end there. In fact, the real magic of resistant starch happens deep inside your digestive system in your gut. And let me tell you, if there's one place in your body you should focus on healing, it's your gut. Because your gut is not just about digestion, it's the command center of your health. Think about it. 70% of your immune system is in your gut. Your gut produces neurotransmitters like serotonin that affect your mood, your sleep, and your brain function. And every single nutrient you eat has to pass through that gut lining before it can nourish your cells. If your gut isn't working right, nothing in your body works right. That's why I'm so passionate about this. Healing your gut can literally transform your entire health. And this is where resistant starch in rice comes into the picture. When you cook rice, cool it, and create resistant starch, something amazing happens when it reaches your large intestine. Unlike regular starches that get broken down quickly into sugar, resistant starch bypasses digestion in the small intestine. It makes its way all the way down to your colon, where it becomes food for your gut bacteria. And let me remind you, you are not alone. You have trillions of bacteria living inside you, forming your microbiome. These microbes depend on what you feed them, and in return they determine your health. Feed them junk food, processed sugars, and chemical additives, and you'll grow the wrong kind of bacteria, the ones that promote inflammation, weight gain, and disease. But feed them resistant starch, and you nourish the beneficial bacteria, the ones that protect you, heal you, and keep you strong. Here's how it works. Those good bacteria ferment resistant starch, and in the process they create short-chain fatty acids. The most powerful of these is called butyrate. Butyrate is like rocket fuel for the cells lining your colon. It strengthens and repairs the gut barrier. It reduces inflammation. It protects against harmful pathogens, and it's been shown to reduce the risk of colorectal cancer, one of the most common cancers in seniors. Imagine that by simply changing the way you prepare rice, you can boost butyrate production in your gut and give your colon exactly what it needs to stay healthy. But the benefits don't stop there. But this rate also communicates with your immune system. It tells your body to calm down when inflammation is too high. Remember, chronic inflammation is at the root of almost every major disease we face as we get older. Diabetes, arthritis, heart disease, even Alzheimer's. Resistant starch helps lower this inflammation naturally, without drugs, without side effects, just by feeding your gut the right fuel. And here's something else that will inspire you. A healthy gut microbiome doesn't just affect your digestion, it affects your brain. Scientists call this the gut-brain axis. When your gut bacteria are healthy and producing butyrate and other beneficial compounds, your brain is sharper, your mood is better, and your risk of depression and anxiety goes down. That's why so many seniors who heal their gut notice improvements not only in digestion, but also in memory, focus, and emotional well-being. Now let's talk about another incredible gift of resistant starch. When it nourishes your gut bacteria, it creates an environment where the good microbes crowd out the harmful ones. Many people struggle with bloating, gas, constipation, or diarrhea because their gut bacteria are out of balance. By regularly consuming resistant starch, you tip the scales in favor of the good bacteria, restoring harmony in your digestive system. Over time, your bowel movements become more regular, your belly feels lighter, and your whole digestive system works more efficiently. So many seniors live with discomfort, thinking it's just part of aging. They think bloating, indigestion, and irregularity are normal, but my friends, they are not normal. They are signs your gut needs help. And the beautiful part is you don't need an expensive prescription or complicated treatment. You can start healing by changing the way you prepare something as simple as rice. Picture this, you eat a bowl of cooled and reheated rice with some vegetables and beans. That meal doesn't just fill your belly, it feeds your microbiome. It sets off a cascade of healing in your gut. Your bacteria ferment it, they produce butyrate, and your gut lining begins to strengthen. Inflammation goes down, your immune system calms, your digestion improves, and your brain starts to feel clearer. This is the chain reaction of healing that begins with one simple choice. And here's something I want you to really remember. Your gut is like a garden. If you plant weeds, weeds will grow. But if you plant beautiful flowers and nourish the soil, your garden will flourish. Resistant starch is like compost for that garden. It enriches the soil of your microbiome so the flowers, the healthy bacteria can thrive. And when they thrive, you thrive. The truth is, my friends, too many people are suffering because they don't know this information. They've been told to fear rice, to eliminate it completely, or to give up foods they love. But wisdom tells us a different story. You don't need to live in fear of food. You just need to prepare it in a way that works with your body, not against it. And that's exactly what resistant starch does. So next time you make rice, don't think of it as just a side dish. Think of it as medicine for your gut. Cook it, cool it, reheat it, and let it become a powerful tool for healing. Share this with your loved ones because so many people are struggling with gut issues and they don't realize the answer could be right in their kitchen. Remember, your gut health is the foundation of your overall health. Take care of your gut and your energy improves, your immune system strengthens, your brain becomes sharper, and your body feels alive again. You have the power to change your health, and it can start with something as simple as a bowl of rice. I want to share something with you today that can change the way you think about rice. And more importantly, change the way your blood sugar behaves. For so many seniors, controlling blood sugar becomes a daily challenge. As we age, our metabolism slows down. Our cells don't respond to insulin the way they used to, and the pancreas often works harder just to keep blood sugar in balance. This is why prediabetes and type 2 diabetes are so common in older adults. But here's the exciting part. By preparing rice the right way, you can turn it into a tool that helps stabilize your blood sugar rather than a food that spikes it. Let's start with what usually happens. You cook a pot of rice, it smells delicious, it's fluffy and hot, and you scoop it onto your plate. You take that first bite and your body starts to go to work. The starch in freshly cooked rice breaks down quickly into glucose. That glucose enters your bloodstream fast and your blood sugar shoots up. Your pancreas immediately responds by releasing insulin, the hormone that pushes that sugar into your cells for energy or storage. But here's the problem. When that happens too often, the cells start ignoring insulin's signal. They become resistant. So your body has to release more and more insulin just to get the job done. Over time, this leads to insulin resistance, weight gain, energy crashes, and eventually diabetes. Now here's the miracle. Resistant starch changes the whole game. When you cook rice, let it cool and then reheat it. The structure of the starch transforms. It becomes more difficult for your body to break down, which means it's no longer flooding your bloodstream with glucose. Instead, it's digested more slowly, releasing sugar gradually in a steady stream your body can handle. Your pancreas doesn't have to panic. Your insulin levels stay calmer, and that roller coaster of highs and lows smooths out. What does that mean for you? It means you'll feel more stable with fewer energy crashes. You won't get that sudden burst of sugar followed by the fatigue that leaves you reaching for coffee or sweets a couple of hours later. Instead, your energy is sustained. And let me remind you, when your blood sugar is balanced, you not only feel better, but you protect yourself against long-term complications like nerve damage, kidney problems, and cardiovascular disease. But it's not just about avoiding the big sugar spikes. When your blood sugar rises more slowly, it also means fewer cravings. Have you ever noticed how after a big plate of rice or bread or pasta, you feel full for a little while, but then you're hungry again soon after? That's because your sugar shot up and then came crashing down. Resistant starch helps prevent that crash, which means you stay satisfied longer. This is incredibly important for seniors who are trying to maintain a healthy weight or reduce overeating. And here's something else fascinating. Resistant starch not only lowers the immediate blood sugar response, it also helps improve insulin sensitivity over time. That means your body becomes better at using insulin, which is exactly what you want if you're trying to prevent or manage diabetes. It's like giving your cells a tune-up so they respond more effectively. Now let me paint you a picture. Imagine two seniors, both eating rice regularly. One eats freshly cooked rice every day. Their blood sugar spikes, insulin surges, and over time their energy drops and their health declines. The other senior takes the time to prepare rice the smart way, cooking, cooling, and reheating. Their blood sugar remains stable, their insulin levels stay in check, and their energy is balanced throughout the day. Which person do you want to be? The choice is simple, and the solution is right in your kitchen. This is why I say food can either be your greatest medicine or your slowest poison. Rice, when eaten hot and fresh, can work against you, but the same rice, when treated with wisdom, can work for you. And this is not about giving up foods you love, it's about transforming them so they love you back. Now here's a simple step you can take today. Next time you cook rice, don't eat it all at once. Put it in the refrigerator overnight. Let that resistant starch form. The next day, reheat it and notice the difference. Over time, your blood sugar will begin to stabilize, your energy will feel more consistent, and your body will thank you. Add a little fiber to the meal, maybe some broccoli, beans, or leafy greens, and some healthy fat like avocado or olive oil, and you've created a perfect blood sugar-friendly plate. This isn't about perfection, my friends. It's about progress. Every step you take to reduce those sugar spikes is a step toward protecting your health, your energy, and your future. And don't underestimate the power of small daily changes. Cooling your rice may seem like a small step, but when repeated day after day, it adds up to big results. I've seen so many people who struggle with fatigue, brain fog, cravings, and poor sleep, and so often blood sugar imbalance is at the root. By simply adjusting the way they eat rice and other starchy foods, they regain control, they feel lighter, sharper, more in tune with their bodies. And you can experience the same transformation. Remember, you are not powerless. Even if you've been told you have prediabetes or diabetes, you are not doomed. Your body is designed to heal. Your cells are waiting for you to give them the right environment. And food is one of the most powerful tools you have. So my challenge to you is this. Don't just think of rice as rice. Think of it as a choice. Hot, freshly cooked rice that spikes your blood sugar, or cooled and reheated rice that stabilizes and heals. Which one will you choose? Choose the rice that helps your body, not harms it. Choose the rice that brings balance, not chaos. Choose the rice that supports your journey toward health. I want to share something very powerful with you today. We've talked about resistant starch and how cooling and reheating rice can transform it into a healing food. But let's take this one step further, because there's an even greater secret that can supercharge the way rice works in your body. And that secret is food pairing. The way you combine rice with other foods can either spike your blood sugar and slow your healing, or it can stabilize your energy and nourish your body in incredible ways. Think about it. Rice on its own is mostly starch. That means if you sit down and eat a big bowl of plain white rice, your blood sugar will rise much faster than if that rice is part of a balanced meal. Your body digests it quickly, and that surge of glucose floods into your bloodstream. But when you pair rice with the right foods, foods that are rich in fiber, protein, and healthy fats, everything changes. Suddenly that same rice behaves differently in your system. The digestion slows down, the sugar release is more gradual, and your body feels more satisfied and balanced. Let me explain why this happens. Fiber, protein, and fat act like natural speed bumps in your digestive system. When you eat them with rice, they slow the emptying of your stomach and make the absorption of glucose into your blood much steadier. Instead of a roller coaster ride, your blood sugar moves like a gentle wave. And this is exactly what your body needs, especially as you age and your metabolism becomes more sensitive. Now let's talk about some simple, delicious food pairings you can use. Imagine your plate with cooled and reheated rice as the base. Add in some beans or lentils. These are packed with fiber and protein, and when you combine them with rice, they actually balance the amino acids to form a complete protein. This means you're not only stabilizing blood sugar, but you're also supporting muscle health, which is so important for seniors to stay strong and independent. Next, think about vegetables. Broccoli, spinach, cauliflower, peppers. These fiber-rich foods are the perfect partners for rice. They add bulk to your meal without adding extra sugar, and their fiber slows digestion even further. Not only that, but the vitamins, minerals, and antioxidants in vegetables reduce inflammation, protect your cells, and help your immune system stay strong. Now let's add healthy fats. Olive oil drizzled over your vegetables, slices of avocado on the side, or even a handful of nuts or seeds sprinkled on top. Healthy fats not only slow digestion, but they also help your body absorb fat-soluble vitamins like A, D, E, and K from your meal. And here's something else. Fat makes your food more satisfying. You feel fuller for longer, and that reduces the urge to snack on unhealthy foods later. One of my favorite combinations is rice with stir-fried vegetables and olive oil mixed with beans or lentils and topped with some avocado slices. It's colorful, it's tasty, and it's a powerhouse for balancing blood sugar and healing the gut. Another great pairing is rice with salmon and a side of steamed greens. The omega-3 fats from the salmon reduce inflammation, while the greens provide fiber and antioxidants. You see, it's not about giving up rice, it's about pairing it wisely. Now let's talk about what not to do. Many people eat rice alongside fried foods, sugary sauces, or processed meats. These combinations push your blood sugar higher and increase inflammation. They rob your body of energy instead of giving it. My friends, your body deserves better. Food is medicine when used correctly, but when it's abused, it can become poison. Choose foods that complement each other, that work in harmony, that bring out the best in your rice rather than the worst. Here's something else to remember. Food pairing isn't just about what's on your plate. It's also about the order in which you eat it. Studies show that when you eat vegetables or protein before starches like rice, your blood sugar rises much more slowly. So start your meal with a salad or eat a portion of protein before diving into your rice. These little strategies make a big difference in how your body responds. And let me remind you, food pairing is not complicated. You don't need to count every calorie or memorize complex charts. Just remember this simple rule. Every time you eat rice, make sure there's fiber, protein, or healthy fat alongside it. That's it. This one habit can dramatically improve your blood sugar control, your energy, and your overall health. Imagine the difference this can make in your life. Instead of feeling sluggish after a meal, you feel energized. Instead of fighting cravings all afternoon, you feel satisfied and focused. Instead of stressing about blood sugar numbers, you feel confident that you're nourishing your body the right way. This is the power of smart food pairing. For seniors, This is especially important. Your body needs steady energy, not spikes and crashes. Your muscles need protein. Your bones and joints need the anti-inflammatory benefits of vegetables and healthy fats. And your gut needs the fiber that comes from plant-based foods. Pairing rice wisely gives you all of this in one meal. Let's also talk about portion size. When you eat rice with fiber, protein, and fat, you actually need less rice to feel full. The combination fills you up faster and keeps you satisfied longer. That means you can enjoy rice without overloading your plate and your body still feels nourished. This is how you create a sustainable lifestyle, not by giving up foods you love, but by learning how to eat them in a way that supports your health. So my friends, don't fear rice. Embrace it with wisdom. Pair it with the foods that slow it down, balance it out, and make it work for your body instead of against it. Every time you sit down to eat, think about how the foods on your plate interact with each other. Ask yourself, is this meal going to spike my blood sugar, or is it going to stabilize and heal me? When you start making choices with that awareness, everything changes. So remember, small changes lead to big results. By simply pairing rice with fiber, protein, and healthy fats, you are taking control of your blood sugar, supporting your gut, and giving your body the tools it needs to thrive. Share this knowledge with your loved ones because so many people are struggling and they don't realize that the answer is not in eliminating rice, but in pairing it wisely. I want to share something with you today that I hope will stay in your heart and your mind forever. It's the simple but powerful truth that food is not just something to fill your stomach. Food is medicine. Every bite you put in your body is either helping you heal or pulling you further away from health. And when it comes to rice, we've learned that it's not about eliminating it, but about transforming it into a food that supports your body, stabilizes your blood sugar, heals your gut, and gives you lasting energy. So many people believe that healing has to come from a pill, a supplement, or some expensive treatment, but the truth is, your body was designed to heal itself. Every cell, every organ, every system is working nonstop to keep you alive and well. All your body asks of you is to give it the right fuel. That's where food comes in. Food can either create disease or prevent disease. It can either make you weak or make you strong. It can either drain your energy or restore it. This is the choice you have in front of you every single day. Let's use rice as an example. If you cook it and eat it hot and fresh, it's likely to spike your blood sugar and leave you tired later. But if you cool it, reheat it, and pair it with fiber and healthy fats, it becomes medicine. It helps lower blood sugar, it feeds your gut bacteria, and it protects your colon. That's medicine. Not medicine in a bottle, but medicine on your plate. When Hippocrates, the father of medicine, said, "Let food be thy medicine and medicine be thy food," he was teaching us a principle that has been forgotten in today's world. Too often, people run to medications to cover up symptoms instead of addressing the root cause of their problems. But the root is often found in how we eat, how we move, and how we live. When we start to honor food as medicine, we take back the power to heal ourselves. Now I want you to imagine something. Imagine your body as a car. If you put the wrong fuel in your car, it sputters, it stalls, and eventually it breaks down. But when you put in the right fuel, the car runs smoothly for years. Your body is no different. Rice can be the wrong fuel if eaten the wrong way, or it can be the right fuel if prepared with wisdom. It's not the rice that's the problem, it's how we handle it. And this is true for so many foods. Think about the power of resistant starch in rice. Just a small shift in how you prepare it, it can change it from a sugar-spiking carb into a gut-healing, blood sugar-friendly food. That's medicine, and it's sitting right there in your kitchen. No prescription, no side effects, no cost, other than a little patience and preparation. But here's something else I want you to know. Food as medicine is not just about individual foods. It's about the relationship you have with food. When you look at your plate, do you see medicine or do you see a quick fix to fill your hunger? Do you see balance or do you see overload? If we start looking at every meal as an opportunity to heal, we transform our health day by day. For seniors, this is more important than ever. As we get older, our bodies don't bounce back the way they used to. Our metabolism slows, our immune system weakens, and our cells accumulate more damage. But here's the good news. Food can slow down that process. It can reduce inflammation, balance blood sugar, feed the microbiome, and protect the brain. The choices you make at every meal are like little deposits in your health savings account. The more wise choices you make, the richer your health becomes. This is why I tell you, don't fear food, learn to use it. Rice is not your enemy, neither are potatoes or pasta or bread. The enemy is ignorance. The enemy is not knowing how to prepare, combine, and portion your foods. When you replace fear with wisdom, food becomes your greatest ally. It becomes your medicine cabinet. Let's make this real. Think about how you feel after eating a heavy, processed meal. You feel tired, sluggish, maybe even moody. Now think about how you feel after a balanced meal of cooled and reheated rice, vegetables, beans, and healthy fats. You feel light, satisfied, energized. That is food as medicine in action. Your body is giving you immediate feedback. It's telling you, yes, this is what I needed. And when you listen to your body, it rewards you with better health. But food as medicine goes beyond just your body. It affects your mind, your mood, your outlook on life. When your blood sugar is balanced, you think more clearly. When your gut is healthy, your brain feels calmer and sharper. When inflammation goes down, your joints move with less pain. Suddenly, you're not just surviving, you're thriving. That is the gift of using food as medicine. So my friends, I want to challenge you, next time you prepare a meal, stop for a moment and ask yourself, is this food going to heal me or harm me? Is this food going to stabilize my blood sugar, calm my gut, and support my energy? Or is it going to drain me and push me closer to disease? When you start asking these questions, you become more conscious. And when you're more conscious, you make better choices. You don't need to be perfect. You don't need to give up every comfort food you enjoy. You simply need to approach food with wisdom, with awareness, and with gratitude. Cook your rice, cool it, reheat it, and pair it wisely. Do the same with your other meals. These small steps are acts of medicine, acts of healing, acts of love for yourself. Remember, food is powerful. It can either be your poison or your medicine. The choice is yours. And every single day you get another chance to choose. Start today. Look at rice not as an enemy, but as a friend when you treat it the right way. Share this knowledge with your loved ones because healing doesn't just happen one person at a time. It spreads. And together we can create healthier families and healthier communities.